California is the first state in the country to announce a ban on gas vehicles sold in 2035. We're currently at 10% of new vehicles sold being electric vehicles today. We need to get to 100% of new vehicles sold being electric by 2035. It is going to be virtually impossible to address that goal without addressing affordability and enabling middle-class Americans to be able to afford electric vehicles.
Currently, 18.1% of Californians experience energy poverty, where more than 30% of household income is spent on utility bills and transportation. At this stage of the energy transition, it's not just about creating more clean energy technologies, but also making sure that those technologies are affordable, accessible, and relevant to communities that could benefit most from their economic and environmental impacts.
Energy equity means to me that everybody in California, or even broader than that, sees energy and the expenses of energy as perhaps an equal burden on their lifestyle. And that is not the case right now. Energy is way too expensive for the lower income portions of the state.
More than 2 million solar energy systems are operating across the United States. Despite this unprecedented deployment, many Americans still lack access to affordable solar electricity, including many renters and homeowners who lack affordable financing options and those without suitable roof conditions.
At Solar Flexus, our mission is to do everything we can to accelerate the adoption of renewable energy. With Solar Flexus, our manufacturing methodology allows the entire price of that project to be much more equitable to a rooftop installation, so more people can afford to have a ground-mounted installation.
People power solves 3 problems. Number 1, we allow everyday people to be able to co-own a piece of the energy system. Number 2, we get people in understanding what energy really means in an environment and culture where most Americans spend on average less than 10 minutes thinking about energy. And how can we actually get people to be part of the energy transition if people don't even get to think about it and have a better relationship with energy? And the third one is that when we get people to understand energy, we can actually have real voices behind energy policy.
The building sector accounts for about 76% of electricity use and 40% of all U.S. primary energy use and associated greenhouse gas emissions, making it essential to reduce energy consumption in buildings in order to meet national energy and environmental challenges.
Began going to California Energy Commission meetings and speaking on behalf of building officials and telling them how complex the standards are and the fact that they need to simplify the standards or make changes so that we can actually enforce the standards.
California Title 24 building energy efficiency standards are designed to ensure new and existing buildings achieve energy efficiency and preserve outdoor and indoor environmental quality. Constructing new buildings to these standards is only one side of the equation, as a large percentage of California's housing stock is existing buildings, with many over 100 years old. To ensure the building sector reduces emissions, it is essential that all buildings be brought to code. Yet compliance is tricky due to the complexity and constantly changing parameters of the code.
Code cycle is sort of the digital Google Maps of finding your way around the energy standards.
Code cycle makes plan checking and inspections a lot simpler for our inspectors and plan checkers. The program tells our plan checker exactly what to look for when they're out in the field or on plans.
What we wanted to do was make the tools available to every jurisdiction, no matter what their social economic conditions are. And so by building a tool that is easy to implement, that can be learned in just 15 minutes and is free, we're able to use this tool anywhere in California, any jurisdiction.
The transportation sector accounts for 50% of emissions in California. Transitioning the transportation sector to low carbon fuels and zero and near zero emission technologies is critical to achieving climate change goals and clean air standards. It's time to reinvent how people and goods move.
EV Life makes a software platform that holistically addresses the customer's journey in buying an electric car from pre-purchase to purchase to post-purchase. We're doing that by helping people gain access to electric vehicle incentives, help understand all the questions that they have about range and charging and this new way of driving before they get an EV, and then helping through financing, making those incentives more tangible, helping customers save at point of purchase, and then post-purchase, helping them access EV incentives, file EV incentives, which can be quite complex, and then learn about their charging options and even how to install a charger in their home. By enabling affordability and increasing demand for electric vehicles, many of which are manufactured in the United States, there are so many new opportunities that will be created by this electric vehicle economy. And so by unlocking new opportunities to make EVs more affordable and drive the acceleration of electric vehicles, we can create thousands, perhaps even millions of new jobs in America and around the world.
California's clean energy future is being built by diverse entrepreneurs from across the state who are committed to creating a new energy paradigm. One where clean energy isn't the exception but the rule. One where the adoption of clean energy is as equitable and accessible as possible.